Hello, everybody. We do have a smaller office today because a lot of our team is traveling. They just did the Zurich event and now are in Munich for the next one, and they were very excited. Um, those that were in Zurich, I've heard amazing things, and so I am glad that that went amazing. I was curious, before we get started, and I'll go over the agenda in a second. But before we get started, was anybody in Zurich? Maybe raise your hand because I would love to hear from somebody that was there what it was like. Andrea, we'll call on you. I was not made. 1 second. I gotta go grab Marty so he makes me host.
I'm here.
Oh, can you make me co-host?
Yes, I'm just going back and forth. Um, make co-host. Did you get it, my little friend?
I did.
Awesome.
Thank you.
I'll be back again.
Andrea, would you mind unmuting and maybe just sharing a little bit about what it was like?
Ja, sehr gerne. Es war der Hammer. Man kann es nicht begreifen, wenn man das nicht erlebt hat, was da abgeht. Ich war mit einer Freundin dort, die MS hat und Hämopathie macht. Und dann ging ich mit ihr zu Christina. Und ja, ich bin immer, also sehr dem Wasser nah. Und Christina nahm sich Zeit und sagt ihr, was sie tun kann, oder sie sagte, sie hat 46 neue Narben im Kopf und am Rücken etwas. Und der Arzt vor 2 Wochen sagte, ja, du bist selber schuld, weil du keine Medikamente nimmst. Und dann fragte Christina, wie fühlst du dich? Und dann sagte Valeria, gut. Eben, man soll nicht alles glauben, was die Ärzte zeigen oder sagen. Und hat ihr Tipps gegeben, was sie nehmen kann. Und sie ist hell begeistert von Christina und den Leuten, die dort waren. Nein, es ist unbeschreiblich. Danke vielmals.
Thank you for sharing. I love to hear that. And I see Kathleen as well, and so I'll call on her, and then we'll jump into the call today. Let's see.
Darf ich? Also ich wollte auch noch mal ganz kurz was teilen. Ich war ebenfalls gestern in Zürich und es war ein unglaubliches Event. Ich wollte eigentlich dieses Jahr auch schon mit in der Schweiz unterwegs sein, aber irgendwie ist dann doch was dazwischen gekommen und es hat mich so gefreut, dass dann eben doch noch mal, dass Christina Rahm doch noch mal nach Zürich in die Schweiz gekommen ist. Und wie gesagt, ich kann es nur jedem empfehlen, der dieses Jahr vielleicht nicht mit dabei sein konnte. Der sollte es definitiv nächstes Jahr tun, wenn es die Möglichkeit gibt. Und was mir so auf dem Herzen lag, diese Erfahrung, die ich in den letzten Jahren selber durchmachen konnte. Und ich kann es jetzt auch gar nicht so begreifen. Ich spreche jetzt das erste Mal im Ambassador Call. Ich habe hier, glaube ich, noch nicht gesprochen. Ähm, Ich bin das erste Mal zu Christina Rahm nach vorne gegangen und habe ihr alles mitgeteilt, was mir auf dem Herzen lag. Ich habe sie das erste Mal letztes Jahr in Schweinfurt getroffen und da war ich halt, das war halt, da war man einfach aufgeregt. Man hat so ein Event noch gar nicht mitgemacht und dieses Mal habe ich mich wirklich getraut, da nach vorne zu gehen, ihr alles zu sagen, was sie für eine Herzensseele ist, wie viel Liebe generell in das Root-Projekt reingesteckt wird und wie viel Arbeit dahinter steckt. Und ich mich einfach nochmal bedanken wollte für alles, was sie auch für mich getan hat, für meine Familie, alle Leute drumherum, dass es eine Wahnsinnsmission, Vision, wie auch immer ist und dass man das definitiv nach außen tragen muss. Und ich habe hier auch ganz viele Leute, die jetzt im Ambassador Call drin sind, auch einfach mal live erleben können. Und das ist, ich spreche jetzt, ich werde gerade wieder so emotional und ich wollte einfach nochmal sagen, danke und vor allen Dingen danke, was ihr auf die Beine stellt. Okay.
Thank you so much for sharing, and no need to apologize at all. I always think it's really special to be able to hear people's experience. And honestly, just the community that pops up when we do these events. And so I know from US ambassadors at the Nashville event, that was a big US and one Canada ambassador. I see you, Claire. I know that community and that feeling and that connection was so huge from just being able to see Christina and Clayton, but also other people in, the root community. And so I'm glad that Kosovo's got to see that. I'm glad that Zurich got to see that, and I'm glad that it is now about to go to Munich and Frankfurt. So thank you all for sharing, and thank you for being vulnerable and just sharing how you really felt about it. It means a lot. Um, so we'll jump into today. Our focus today, because I knew it was going to be a little bit of a slower crowd, just because people are traveling and that there are people either going home or going to the next event. Um, we're going to hit on a couple of things that will be discussed later on, but I wanted to kind of go over it early because I think the earlier you start on these, the better it will be. So we have three focuses for today. We are going to focus on a very quick intro into the krill oil. Christina and Tiger worked on an initial krill oil PowerPoint that they finished over the weekend. She will do a call on that when it actually launches. We are having a little bit of a delay getting it into Germany and UK and Australia. We'll get it in there. It just is because it's the first time we've ever tried to get it there. So there's always a little bit of a delay when that happens. Glinda, to translate in English, there's an interpretation button at the bottom, and you have to click that and click English if you ever do want to do that. But like I said, first thing we'll be sharing the krill oil overview. That is just to give you all a little bit of early access. We will work on translations, and there will be a whole call where Christina does a deep dive on it. But she wanted me to give access to people a little bit early. That way you all can look through it, come up with questions, and be prepared for the call that we eventually have for the launch. The second thing we are going to talk about is me giving a little bit of an update on some changes we're going to make to how we're doing ambassador trainings and community building next year. Again, this is a topic we will talk about later. If you've been on the community or the country calls, you've already heard a sneak peek of this, but I did want to talk about it a little bit. And then lastly, we're going to do a small training on how to prepare for Black Friday so that you all as ambassadors can make the most of it. And that will probably be the most useful for you all because I'm going to give a couple of sneak peeks into what we're doing for Black Friday and hopefully give you all some tools so that you come into Black Friday the most prepared. So, any questions on what we're doing today before I get started? I'm sure there'll be questions once I do get started, which is perfect. We'll have time at the end. All right, so first I'm sharing the krill oil presentation. It is not in German or French or any other language yet, but we will work on that. So I promise you we will have that. It was just finished this weekend. If you all are going through it and you see anything that is confusing or anything that could use improvement, let me know. I'll pass it on to the science team. But this is the basis of the presentation that Dr. Rahm will do when we do the product launch. So a little bit of an early access here for people. If you want to share it with people, feel free to. This is for you all to use as you want. If you want to do your own presentations on it, you can do that as well. Just know we're not quite ready for a launch yet. We have it in about 5 of our 9 warehouses, so we're still waiting on the other 4. We're hoping once they are back from the European trip that everything will be situated so we can get an RPS call scheduled. Any questions on krill oil? Unless it's very sciencey based, and then don't ask me that because I'm going to embarrass myself because my mom is much better at the science than I am. Thank you all. You were very kind to not make me embarrass myself. She will do a whole presentation. Hi, Verena.
Hi, Duquesne. Can I just double check? You said you had some difficulties getting the krill oil into the warehouses in Germany and Austria. So have they arrived yet or not yet? I just want to double check.
So it's not difficulties. It's just getting anytime you ship to a new
Yeah,
country, it's
sorry.
custom. So
Yeah.
I just want to make sure nobody misunderstands because I know how rumors start. They are just still in customs. They have all the
Okay.
documents. We're just waiting for it to process, which just takes sometimes 2 days, sometimes a week. So
Yeah.
it got there last Wednesday, and we're still just waiting for that.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Great.
No problem. Thank you. Corrine, the presentation has a lot of the information on the krill oil. I am not going to do a deep dive on that today. That is very much more Dr. Christina Rahm. She will do a whole deep dive when it is launched. Like our other product launches, we will have RPS have first access to it. So go on to the next RPS call and you'll find out a lot more. Daniela, yes. Germany actually isn't even the worst though. Australia, if we have any Australian ambassadors here, Australia is tough. They're not Dylan's favorite. But we'll get it in there everywhere. So thank you all for your patience on that. Next thing, the ambassador trainings and programs next year. Going to give you a sneak peek. This has not been approved yet. So like, don't take a screenshot and use this because I have to have it approved by legal before we do it for everybody. I should have had this brought up when we started, but I just wanted to give you all a little heads up on what we will be doing next year. Hopefully I can share my screen. So again, on the country calls, we kind of talked about this. Again, our PS call, we don't have an exact date for. We are waiting for it to get in 2 countries. I do want to say I am very clear with what I share, so please listen to the words because I have said this twice yet. For orders, once it is in all countries, we will schedule an RPS call and then we'll do a launch for it. This is why I do agendas at the start of meetings so that people know what we're doing and they can pay attention to the parts that they're most invested in. So thank you all for understanding that. Next year for training calls, we are going to release schedules once every quarter so that you will know what the calls are for the next month. And so I want to prepare you all for this. And the reason why is I want you all as ambassadors to reach out with any tips or suggestions that you all have. And so what this will look like, I'm going to use the month of January as an example. In January, we will have an RPS call scheduled at the first of the month. And I actually can bring this up to make more sense. This will be translated as well. It is not yet, but I will translate it when we get it approved finally. And so every month there'll be an RPS call and there'll be a special for a certain product or bundle. And then the second week of the month, there will be a Root University. The third week, there'll be an ambassador training on how you can use the science and how you can use marketing assets to sell that bundle or that special that we're doing. And then week 4 will be a community building marketing day. So we'll come in, we'll have people share their testimonies. We might give out awards for the month. And then we'll do a short lesson on how to use marketing. So like social medias or events and that sort of stuff to talk about that product. And so the example that we have first would be like January 1st. Maybe it's the first RPS call is the Trinity. So start your new year off with a Trinity reset of your body. And so we would do an example of a discount on the Trinity. Week 2 of that month, Dr. Rahm would do a deep dive on science on the Trinity and how it works in your body. Week 3 would be an ambassador training. So it'd be focused on ambassadors and how you all can share these with other people. And then week 4, we would have people share their testimonies about Trinity. So you all hear that. Each week when we sent these out, so if we send out the next 3 months of trainings, you all will get the assets or the material that we go over that week. And so if week 1, we're talking about the Trinity, we will give you all a marketing like brochure that goes over the Trinity for you all to use. Week 2, we will provide the slide deck to you all that is the science of it. Week 3, we will provide you an ambassador asset, so something you can use as ambassadors to help sell it. And so what that will look like, oh, no, that is not the right one. Let me see where I have it. It is in WhatsApp. Share one more time. And so we would give you an asset. Again, this is not approved, so please don't use this. I'm giving you all an early sneak peek. But it would be a like reset your body in 30 days journey. And it would be a like PDF that you all could use to do a presentation on or to give to new customers to talk about how they can start taking the Trinity and how they could restart the new year with some tips and tricks. And so you all will have this at the start of the year so that you can start using it. And then we'll also do a training on how you can use this to grow. And so you can see this is kind of like a 4-week protocol on how to start taking the Trinity. And so for every month, we would have something like this. So if the special is the peptide 3-step pack, we would have a training and then a PDF or an asset for you all that you can share with others on how to use the 3-peptide. Or another example was for Give Me Back My Youth. I'm working on a small cookbook for how you can use Give Me Back My Youth in recipes and cooking every day. And so there'll be fun little things that you all can use to give to customers or to do presentations on or to share with your community to help you all grow. And so that is what we're doing next year. On top of that, every month, we're going to make sure there is time to do Ambassadors of the Month. And so we are going to start celebrating with your approval. We'll reach out and ask, but we'll do a short, basically biography on certain ambassadors that are appointed. And you'll be our ambassador of the month. And we'll give you a little award at each end of the month ambassador call, let you share your testimony. And on top of that, we are also working on some promotion packages. So for an example, if you make the silver rank, you might get a package that has root goods. So like maybe a t-shirt. Somebody reached out with me, maybe Jorg, maybe Lucas, I can't remember, but like maybe having a little pin that has your silver rank on the pin once you make that rank. And so I wanted to give you all a heads up that we have been working on this for about the last 3 months. If you've been on the country calls for the last month, I believe I started talking about this the last week of August. But Clayton approved this actually right before the US event. And so these are some changes that we are making in this new year. So I wanted to let you all know that we will do a much more deep dive on the country calls. And so for country calls, please attend if you're able, because we'll be doing deep dives. And then our finalized versions will go out probably after Black Friday, once we get approved by our leadership team. So just sharing that. I'll go over quick questions if you all have it, but I also am asking you all to please reach out with any of your ideas you have, because I want to make this as great as possible. And so if you have a idea on like a product or bundle that you want to be highlighted and the science topic you want to be discussed, please reach out to me, because once we finalize this, it will be a lot harder to change it. Yes, Bianca, they will be uploaded to YouTube as well. So we'll give the actual physical copy of the um, like presentations and stuff like that. We will also upload recordings. We will not upload recordings of the testimony day though, because I do know we've had feedback that some people want to keep their testimonies a little bit more private. And so when we do testimony days and such like that, we'll cut off that part and just upload the marketing topic of it. This video will also be recorded and we can send it out too. So there will be more stuff on this. Awesome. If you don't have my email, I'll put it in here. Please reach out with any tips, suggestions, fun things you think would be to add. If you have any fun ideas on like assets or PDFs that we could share with the community to help growth, please feel free to share those. I'm currently working on a like dopamine reset, which will be tied to zero in. And so it'll be like a dopamine detox, which will be cutting out technology, phones, and stuff like that, and working on organically, naturally releasing your dopamine and serotonin. So that's like an idea for zero in that we might do. I apologize to translators. I get excited when I've worked on something for a really long time, so I realize I have not been talking slow. This has been about 90 days of me working on it. I got it rough draft approved at the end of July, and then Dylan and Marty started working on it with me. And then we got it approved by the board at the end of August. And so then we brought in Tiger and a couple more people to start working on it. So it's a lot of work, but we're excited for it. Awesome. Last thing, Black Friday, which is coming up, and Marty is now back and the marketing team is working their butt off on this. So thank you, marketing team.
You're welcome.
I wanted to go over a quick overview of how Black Friday is changing, and then the rest of the call will be spent on what you all as ambassadors can do to maximize it. If you've been on the country calls, this is a little bit of a repeat as well, so I apologize. But one of the things we had heard for Black Friday is that doing a different sale every day is very hard on ambassadors, because there is a lot of outreach and there's a lot of people that miss the sales because they don't get it to it at time. Especially with the time difference, it just becomes very difficult. And so one of the things that we will be doing this year is that we will be letting ambassadors know what the sales are before the sale days happen. So let's say the week before, we will have an ambassador call and we will go over what the sales will be. We are also having each of the sales last 2 to 3 days instead of 1 day. And so what that looks like is we are combining some days. So instead of having very few products done each day, we're going to combine it so that Ella Pure, Clean Spirit, and Rahm Roast products are all on sale for these 72 hours. You as ambassadors will know this beforehand, and that way you can prepare and start early outreach as early as you want. If you don't want to let your ambassador, like your customers, know what it is, that's fine, and you want to keep it to yourself. If you want to announce, you can. We are letting ambassadors take control of how they want to go about their Black Friday sales. we will be working on marketing assets that ambassadors are also given early. So we will make sure that you get like social media posts or little graphics when we announce what the sales are, so that you all as ambassadors can prepare yourselves and do your outreach early to make sure that you are getting the most out of the Black Friday sales. Marty, do you want to add? I know you and marketing are working a lot on that. So do you want to add anything else there, or did I miss anything?
No, I think you said it great. I think we're just trying to do it. We want to streamline it, like you said. I think we talked about that on the call, and I think doing this is be more streamlined. If we just send out like bits and pieces, everybody will have the assets because we'll make sure everybody has the assets even a week before. Um, yeah, we're just trying to create some really cool graphics to try to get people into it. And of course, it's still going to be up to you as how hard you want to push it. So we can only push it so hard, but you guys can also push it twice as hard. Thanks for the heart, Amy.
On top of that, we are going to be doing two different challenges in the month of November. And so these, I won't go over the exact rules yet. Again, we will do that closer to the date, but we are going to do one that is focused on ambassadors getting new RPS members. We will do a similar incentive as we did last year, where if you start your RPS in the month of November, you won't have to pay your shipping on the first order. Does anybody know why it would be really great to have an RPS set up during the month of November? Because this is a great, Jennifer, I will call on you.
Hello, all. Happy Monday. So that way you can take advantage of all of the Black Friday sales because you do not want to miss out on all these great products.
And you'll get the free shipping if you want to place a couple orders. So yes, that's exactly right. And one of the other, bless you, Martin. One of the other things, thank you for that, Jennifer. One of the other things we're going to do, and I am ruining a secret here. Marty loves when I do this. We are looking at a way to give a incentive where anybody who is an RPS member will get some sort of gift from HQ that they will be able to use during the sales. We don't know exactly how that will look, but RPS members right before the Black Friday sales start will be given some sort of extra little benefit that they will be able to use during the sales for some sort of discount. So there are going to be, we will tell you this before November starts, so you all can use that to market as well. The other competition will be a sales competition. It will be super basic. It will be your level 1 and 2 volume needs to be this or this or this. So like very clear, if you hit a 10,000, you get this. If you hit 20,000, you get this. If you hit 50,000, you get this. And so it will be super basic, but it will be something to reward those who are using all the tools we give during Black Friday. I do know that the top prize will be a trip.
Do you really want to give it away?
I am going to give it away because I think it's good
Okay.
to work towards. I don't know the amount of money you will have to hit yet, but the top prize will be the opportunity to come to HQ and the Rahm farm, the Ramis farm, similar to how some of the European ambassadors got to do last year. But we want to open that up so that anybody can achieve that. And so we will keep you all updated on that.
I mean, that's huge because I haven't even been to the farm. So think about that.
Yeah, the European ambassadors got to go there before I did too, Marty. So it
Right.
wasn't just you. It was my family farm. They got to see finish before I did.
Your family farm, you weren't there yet. Yeah.
So there's a lot of different things we're doing for Black Friday, and we want you all to see that we're doing that and we're setting you all up for success. What I want you all to start doing now, and we'll do another training a little closer that is basically the same thing, but the sooner you start, the better, is I have 3 tips and tricks that I think will be very useful for you all to set yourself up for the most success possible. So thank you for that, Verena. It's a very relaxing place out there. It is in the middle of nowhere, but it is beautiful out there. So the 3 tips and tricks is setting yourself up for this and doing a little bit of homework so that when you get to Black Friday, you're working your butt off, honestly, but you're getting the most out of the sale. And so what this looks like is very similar to some of the ambassador trainings we've been doing in the past. And it is setting up groups of people so that every day when you wake up, you know what you're going to be doing beforehand. And so this is what we're doing with our sales team, and I am passing it on to you all. You need to break up your customers, your community, however you want to see it, into 3 groups. And so these 3 groups will be, and maybe I should type this out. I know it will be in English, but I think it will be helpful. Let me share. Bigger. For customers. So your current core customers is your first group. These are people for monthly that order monthly or regularly already. They are easier to work with or share with because they don't need any sort of convincing. They don't need any sort of, they're ready for Black Friday. They know it's coming. They know it's going to happen. All they really need to know is that the sale started and they'll go do it on their own. They know how to check out. They know that they're an RPS customer and they already get free shipping. So they are experienced customers or community members, however you want to refer them. So what I've noticed as I was talking with people, and this is with our sales team as well, a lot of people like to spend their time on their core audience, their core community. And that is often misplaced time. So your core customers and community should be who you are spending your time with normally in your day-to-day because you're probably friends with them or you get along well with them. But when it comes to a time like the Black Friday sales, they are probably who you should spend the least amount of time with because they are experienced and they already know what's going on. Maybe this is their 3rd Black Friday. They know what to expect.
Good point.
How do I?
There you go. Nope. There. Nope.
I want to do another dot.
There you go. Nope.
Well, I know, but I want to do another big dot.
Yeah, you had to go back.
When I hit this
There.
is bad. Oh, thank you. Love you, Marty.
I love you too.
Your second group is lost. Is your lost or strayed away? So these are people who have been.
Dann der Duquesne-Klasse, Heike.
Hey, Thomas, do you have a question? I can go to translator. Oh, maybe.
Aber der Clayton ist nicht dabei.
Maybe it was accident. Yeah, that's fine. Second one, lost or straight away. And so these are past customers. They have experience with the root brands. They have either bought before or you've talked with them before. And I want to be careful with these. Make sure they have some interest. And so what I mean there is these are people who, when you're breaking your community up, and so maybe I should add a 4th category that I'll do at the end. This lost or straight away group are people who would still have interest, but maybe they stopped ordering because of the price, or maybe they don't know about some of the new products, or maybe something else happened in their life and they just took a break. These people are great and where you should spend about 1/3 of your time. And so if you make this list and let's say you have 50 people in here, well, I'll spend maybe 1 to 2 hours a day talking or doing outreach to these groups of people until I go through all 50. Don't spend all your time on them if they are not interested. Okay? You don't spend an hour talking with one person and then at the end of it they say, well, never mind, I'm not this year. Okay? I think that is another way that we sometimes waste money or time. Time is money in some ways. Waste time. And I've seen this with our sales team very often. There's somebody that someone on our sales team talks with. They're a doctor in the US. They have talked with them for probably 2.5 years, and they have never ordered or talked about a product. Now, they are interested. That does not mean that you give up on the person. That does not mean you need to be rude or exclude them. But if our sales team spends 10 hours a week with that one person and doesn't spend time with other people, then they are missing out. And so make sure they have some interest. These people know the basics, maybe have ordered in the past. And these people are great to reach out to at the beginning of November when you are offering, hey, if you sign up for RPS, you don't have to pay shipping this month. Because they probably are people that have experience with the products. They'll love that 10% discount, and maybe that will convince them to come back. And so earlier on in the year, these are the people that you should, or earlier on in the month, these are the people you should really start talking and starting conversations with. Because by the time Black Friday comes around, if you've spent talking with them earlier in November, they might move into the current core customers. Again, these are people that you just have to send a simple message and say, hey, products are on sales now, and you don't have to do anything else. That's amazing. That's where you want people to be. So our last group, and I am going to add one more at the end. I guess I can all go ahead and do that. Oh, there we go. Well, that worked. No interest. I do want to say there are people that probably have no interest. Don't focus and get hung up on them on that group of people. And this group will grow throughout it because you might have people that are lost or strayed that end up moving to the no interest. Just like you try to move people to the core customers, they might move to the no interest group. If somebody tells you I have no interest, please stop reaching out to me, then don't spend your time on them during this time of the year, during Black Friday in the month of November, because there are other people that you can focus on.
So know your wins, right?
Yes, that's a great. Don't waste time during sales season. Now, again, I want to keep this very clear. I am not saying give up on anybody, stop talking to somebody, throw in the towel. It just is knowing when to pick your battles. Because maybe that's a person that you reach out to in January at the start of the new year. But during Black Friday time, where it is important that people are made aware of this is a great time to not waste your time on somebody that has been in the talks for years and years. So the last group is the homework group, okay? Potential customers or leads. So there's a couple people that fall into this, but what I am asking you all to do, what I hope you take away from this, is you should start now building your potential customers or leads category. You should start now. Now, the benefit of starting now is that when you're building that list, maybe you convince somebody to be a core customer. And again, if you convince somebody to be your core customer, that is less work that you have to do later on. If you move somebody to already be on RPS, well, they're going to get the emails when the sales happen. That is way less work for you all. So the people that fall into this category, existing contacts with interest, but never purchased. I'm sure everybody has some of these. Last year during this time, I had 5 friends that purchased for the first time during Black Friday. They were friends that every time they come over to my house, they're drinking my Rahm roast and taking one of my 0 in pills. But will they buy it themselves? No. But during Black Friday with a discount, this was the perfect time for me to really reach out and have some conversations and connect with them on trying the products. Yeah, well, and Danielle, my friends are just, to be honest, most of them are lazy. It doesn't even come down to, which is crazy, um, because 4 or 5 of those friends buy every month now. Um, but I think you all know this. Sometimes just having somebody create an account is the biggest hurdle. Like my friends love the products, and sometimes they even will leave money to me and take a bag of my box of my 0 in or a sleeve of it. They're lazy and don't want to go make an account. And so during the Black Friday season is the perfect time for me to say, hey, I will help you make an account. Give me your email. I'll video call you. We'll make it. You just need to put in your credit card and order. Yes, Amy, and have a QR code when we're out at a bar or out getting dinner and they say, hey, do you have a 0 in? Oh, actually, we have a sale going on this upcoming week. Let me make an account with you so it's easy for you to buy later. Existing, so new leads or potential. And this is the one that is the most homework right now. So you will need to go through and identify people who are, interested but haven't committed. That's not that hard. You should spend the next 2 months, though, building up new leads or potential people. That can be people that you meet at coffee shops and get information, people you interact with on social media,
People that work in the same building as you, like if you're working in an office
coworkers
complex.
or same building connections. Marty actually just did this the other day with a person next door who has been there for a while, and they just ordered 0 in for the first time.
It's just because I just kept talking to him, and it wasn't like I was talking to him like, "Hey, have you bought yet? Have you bought yet? Have you bought yet?" It was just starting up a conversation about other things.
So this is a huge homework project for you. Yes, I will share this with you all. But what I would suggest is to have a list of 100 people at least, and I used this number the other day, but if you had a list of 100 potential customers or leads going into Black Friday, then every day throughout that sale, you could reach out to 15 to 20 people. You know what sales are coming up. You have that information, and you can prepare them or talk with them or do a last ditch, conversation or whatever it is to, what do I want to call this? Prep for Black Friday, to get them to move to a category that you wish. You all can be viewers. And so again, potential customers or leads, maybe you start reaching out to them in November. By the time you get to the Black Friday sales, they're already an RPS customer and they're in that core customer category. But you need to have this list, and it starts now. If you get to November and then want to build this list, it's already too late, because you might have 10 people to put in here, but that's not enough. You need to have, I would say, at least 50. I would really say 100 people in this list. Okay? And you need to be prepared. It is a little bit like homework. And the truth is, if you just are an ambassador because you like sharing this with people and you like the fact that it gets you, you get a discount or cheaper products every month for it, that is totally fine. Maybe you don't need to make this list of 100 people. But if you do want this to be a source of health and wellness and passive income for your family and yourself, it does take a little bit of work. But the benefit is Black Friday is the best time to do it. And you set yourself up for the year in the best way possible by doing the work then. If you put your head down and do the work in November, that lowers the amount of work that you have to do the rest of the year. Because you all already saw some of the stuff that we're working on start of January 1st, 2026. We're going to start doing a lot of that work. All we need, though, is for the contacts to be made. And that is where you all come. We can't do it. It has to be ambassadors. And so if you get 20 new core customers in November and then January 1st, you send out this program that tells them how to take the Trinity, but also how to restart their body for the new year, because the PDFs will have other tips and tricks. It won't just be the Trinity. It will tell other tips and tricks that we've learned from myself, Tiger, Marty, Dylan, Dr. Rahm on how to start the new year correctly. Then all of a sudden they realize the community they become a part of with the root brands. And that's one of our goals. Yes, ambassadors helping make money so they can live the life they want is amazing. But also growing our community so more and more people are helped and they can live a healthy life is number one. That is always our number one. And so, again, it is homework, and I know it's not popular, but by November 1st, you should have a list of 100 people in this category. These are the daily outreach people. These are where you should spend 50 to 70% of your time. It's always amazing to talk with our current core customers. And I know that feels like a win because they go buy the product. And so if you're like me, sometimes I need a little treat. I will go talk to 10 potential leads or customers that I know might be a little bit more, hard on me. I'm a bit of an introvert, so that is hard on me. And then once I've done 10, I'll go reach out to a core customer and let them know a sale's going on because I know they're going to buy anyways. And that's my little win. That's a great little tip or trick to use. If you're like Dylan, you can just talk to 100 people straight and it doesn't bother him and he loves it. And Dylan will then take my list and reach out to half of my people, and then I don't have to do it, which is great. So I do want to add here so it's clear, creating categories for customers/leads before Black Friday sales. So this is what I encourage you all to do. And I know it's a little bit of homework, but start creating your categories now. Do it on a piece of paper, do it on a Google sheet, do it out in notes in your phone, break them into your current core customers. A great way to identify that is if somebody is on RPS, they're a core customer. Look at your lost or strayed. Those are people in your account that you know well. It's easier to make contact with them. This is your 20 to 30% of time you're reaching out to these people. And then the third category is those potential customers or leads, which the homework is for you all to build this. Again, you might already have 10 potential customers, but the goal is to get this to 100. So that if the 10 say no, then if you have a list of 100, you know what to move on to next. You have the extra people to go talk to. So that is what I have for today. And I went a little long, but I do want to leave the rest of the time open for questions, comments, things you all think could be added to this. If you have tips, as you all as ambassadors have done this more than me. So if you have tips to share to the community, you're more experts than I am on this. But this is what I have learned from working with our sales team and other ambassadors the last 3 years during Black Friday. So, but open to you all. I want to hear what you all have to say. Oh, and let me share this. I forgot to do that. And you can just raise your hand or put, well, that's not right. Copy link. Marty, did I miss anything?
No, I think I've learned something new too. I learned how to do bullets, and no, that's exactly it. I think trying not to be, I saw who responded? Oh, Claire. She says I become introverted when approaching new people.
Oh,
And I totally get that. I think we all do. That's not something that you're the only person that's like that, Claire. I think we're all like that at times. But that's where you step out of your comfort zone because you know what is what is greater than what introverted being is all about. Like you can make change somebody's life, it might be worth the risk.
I will say another thing too, and that's a great point. If you are more introverted, then don't make it salesy. Maybe what you do, you spend the next 2 months and you honestly just start conversations with the person. If there's somebody who's been liking your post on Facebook and you don't really know them, then just starting a conversation and say like, thanks for liking my stuff. I haven't really got to know you much. Ask a basic question.
I put something in the chat there. One of the things I always tell people is if you feel introverted, don't go 100% into that, Claire. Go 60%. Give 60% of your usual energy to see if you have a connection or if something's going to link onto it. So then you don't feel so dejected or hurt when it doesn't feel, you don't, because you already gave 100%. You don't have to always give 100%. Start the conversation. Do 60% of what you feel like. You can stay in that little bit of a comfort zone, but once you feel like it, then you can just jump in deeper.
Another thing you could do too, and you could partner with somebody if you don't always like doing it your own. Maybe you have somebody in your upline, or maybe just somebody else here who you know. And something I've seen work very well is that if you all already know what the sale information are, you can make posts and do outreach and set up a call where on that call you provide the information on what sales will happen when. And so I'll pull out 2 names. Maybe Claire and Lucas schedule a call together. They both invite people they know, and they say when they're doing outreach, we're going to go over some exciting updates and sales opportunities and give away a couple things that are happening, or give away a couple of products so you can try them before these exciting sales. And on that call, you already have what you're going to talk about, so you don't have to force it. When you reach out to people, you already know what you're offering, so it's not as hard to make that initial contact. And so you can say, hey, I've noticed you've been liking a lot of my posts. I'm actually hosting a call with a coworker where we're going to go over some exciting things and talk about updates our company that we work with has. And then you can turn that potential lead or this list of leads, you can turn them into somebody who has some interest or becomes a core customer. And then you're doing it with a friend so that you don't have to do it yourself. You kind of have a buddy there. And so if you are worried about reaching out to leads or potential customers because you don't know what to say, then take that problem out and already have something scheduled. Maybe you're reaching out to them because you're doing a contest or a giveaway and you want to see if they want to enter. But you as a person come up with the topic so that you don't have to struggle with what to say. You already have the topic that you're going to be talking about.
Love it.
If you do host one of those calls, and let's say you were able to get 20 to 30 people, you can also reach out to Dylan, Marty, or myself and say that you're inviting somebody from Root HQ, and we can come on and give a short presentation as well. And that way it might make it seem a little more official if you want to do it that way. You can say that you're scheduling a coffee call. I did a coffee interview today, and just ask me questions about coffee and invite people to listen in. And then
Takes a little bit of the pressure off.
Exactly.
If you do it that way.
Put the pressure on me. And if you're in a different country, we can get a translator We just need to make sure there's around 20 people on to kind of make it worth to do a translation. But if you are in another country, we are happy to do that. We'll make Thomas do more work. He loves that. Jennifer, did you have a question?
I did, but I don't know if this is in regards to the interview that you had today, Duquesne. There was a discount under that person. Is that just for her?
If you watch the interview, you can use it, but
Okay.
try not to share it out too much.
No, I didn't know if that
No,
was a
you're
possibility.
good. Yeah, it applies to the coffee. And so if anybody does end up watching it, technically there is a coffee discount for 24 hours.
My apologies. I
No,
probably
no,
should
no.
ask that
You,
private.
you are totally fine. It doesn't matter at all. And we kind of knew people would find out about it. But this is what we've been talking about, where we have offered, if you set up an interview or get enough people together, we are happy to do a limited time discount or a giveaway or a contest. Dylan has done 3 or 4 contests with fitness people where if they get signups, one of the lucky signups gets a coupon code so they can order. Just ask and we can do it. But if you never ask, you'll never know. Kathleen.
Kathleen.
Erstmal vielen Dank für diesen tollen Call. Das wollte ich einfach nur noch mal loswerden. Und das, was ihr alles für uns macht. Und ihr seid einfach für uns immer da. Jetzt habe ich aber speziell noch mal eine Frage, wenn es um die Macht der dritten Person geht. Wenn man jetzt einfach doch mal mit einer Person, die super skeptisch ist, sagen würde, das ist eigentlich meine Frage, ob man euch dann quasi aus dem Headquarter zu einer Macht der dritten Person sozusagen einladen kann, oder muss es dann schon eine größere Gruppe sein?
It's easier for us if you schedule a call with a bigger group to do it instead of the one-on-ones. Now, I will say, if you want to put like an email together or a WhatsApp and do conversations that way, we have a lot more time to do it that way. But at least from a calls perspective and scheduling calls, our schedules are a little booked. And so if we're able to do it where there's more people on the call, that does work better for us. You can always reach out though and see, especially if it's somebody who you know it's a really important lead for you. You can see if we have time. I know from a scheduling standpoint though, like I had calls from 8 to 4 o'clock today. And so it's easier for me to cancel a meeting with like a group we work with if I say, hey, I'm doing a call with 20 people, I need to cancel this today. So but always reach out, at least put it on our radar and let us know that you're dealing with that situation.
Hey, one comment. Kathleen, nice job on your Instagram posts.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marty.
I just looked at them. They're really cool.
I'm usually better at that and I'm out of the loop right now. I haven't been on social media in a second. Awesome. Any last second ones? We're a little long, but I'll save it for one more if we have it. Let me get this from Claire before we end, so I have it. Awesome. Well, I think we are good then. Thank you. Let me share this one more time just so you all have it. Also, Thomas was Jorg was very kind, and our silver group had already made a quick translation of the German version. So I do want to share of the krill oil presentation. So I did want to put that out here.
Here comes the emojis. Love this part of the day.
Jorg, you're amazing. Thank you for your help. And then, sorry, I have so many tabs open. I'm trying to find my other tab. I want to put out the notes from today just so you all have them one more time. Feel free to translate these. And if you want to do a training with your own community or group, use my stuff. You'll have to make a
Duquesne,
copy. Yeah.
are you feeling the love here, baby? All these
Yes.
heart
Thank you.
emojis?
Thank you for
Okay,
all the
just want to
hard.
make sure you're feeling them. The love is coming to you.
I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you for the call today. I know a lot of people, I know it's a busy time of the year, so thank you all for making the time for this. And I'm excited for all the stuff coming up. You all are awesome.
Thank you, guys.
You all.
Y'all are awesome too. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer.